Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Brookings High School Flood of Jazz. Yeah. We are thrilled to be here at the stunning Oscar Larson Performing Arts Center, and tonight we invite you to join us in celebrating everything that makes this night so magical. Our program, Fly Me to the Moon, will take you on a musical journey from moonlit skies to starry nights, an evening full of celestial swing and cosmic grooves. Yeah, if this is your first time at a VHS jazz performance, you're in for something special. These talented student musicians have been lighting up stages across South Dakota and the Midwest all season long, earning top marks and high praise from their judges and audiences alike. Before we get started, please take a moment to silence your cell phones. Though remember, jazz isn't your average concert. Feel free to clap, cheer, and show your love for these musicians and soloists as they shine throughout the night. Your energy feeds the music, so don't be shy. Let's make this night an unforgettable one. So sit back, relax, and let the music take you to the moon and beyond. For the third year running, opening up the night, we have our Jazz Ensemble 3, comprised of freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, some of whom are new to the jazz scene, but are all shining stars of tonight's show. Band members, wave your hand when I call your name. On saxophone, we have Jackson Craig, Emerson Gross, Quincy Hickna, D.L. Vogt, Lexa Keycaper, Dale Jansen. On trombone, we have Braden Burke, Keenan Sturzenbecker, Clyde Royce. And on trumpet, we have Michael Lamb, Jonathan Sheff, Miles Jefferson Halstead. Our rhythm section is Kenzie Anderson, Tim Olmstead, and Louie Liu. Jazz 3 is directed by Nick Rosel, and they have 3 tunes ready for us tonight. Up first, recorded in 1960 by Cannonball Adderley, Sack of Woe features a blend of hard bop and soul jazz. We'll feature Quinn Olmstead on bass, and Brielle Vogt on alto sax, and Lexa Keycaper on bari sax. We'd also like to introduce our first guest artist, Mr. Jim Spears. Graduate of South Dakota State University and is the executive director of South Dakota's statewide arts advocacy organization, Arts South Dakota. He performs with the Sioux Falls Jazz and Blues Society, the Jazz Diversity Project, Holiday Jam with the Hegg Brothers, Jazz Up Big Band, Brian Hannigan Quintet, Jim McKinney Quintet, and the Sioux Falls Empire Brass Society. Let's welcome Jim Spears. This is Sack of Woe. next tune, written by Kenny Dorham and arranged by Michael Sweeney, features 2 student soloists and not one, but 2 guest artists. Would you please join me in welcoming Mr. Race Hoagland? Has studied with several world-renowned jazz musicians such as Patrick Bartley, Bob Reynolds, Adam Larson, and Steve Cortica. He currently teaches jazz band at Fargo South High School and is an adjunct saxophone instructor at Concordia College. He has studied music in Italy, Finland, and New York City, and has performed with musicians such as Don Braden, Peter Erskine, and Terrell Stafford. Welcome. We also hear from Jackson Craig on tenor sax, Braden Burke on trombone, and our next guest artist, Mr. Andrew Deaver. We are welcoming Mr. Deaver back to Brookings, from where he is currently educating and performing in Stillwater, Oklahoma. An alumni of South Dakota State University's bands, he is currently a graduate teaching assistant for the Oklahoma State University Trombone Studio. Over the years, he has done freelance trombone work in South Dakota, Oklahoma, New York, and Dallas, Texas. Welcome, Mr. Deaver. We also join in welcoming Mr. Jackson Bellis to direct Blue Bossa. choices tonight with a swing chart that became a favorite for the group from the very start. Here's Avenue Swing by Mike Collins Dowden, featuring solos from Jonathan Sheff on trumpet, Jacob LaFontaine on guitar, and Katie Migna on alto sax.
Let's hear it one more time for Jazz Reed. Up next, we're going to shift gears to the vocal side of jazz and meet Swing Republic under the direction of Kathy Winghart.
While they make their way to the stage and get set for their 3-song set, I want to take a moment to thank you once again for joining us tonight at Flood of Jazz. What you might not know is that this event is more than just a concert. It's a vital fundraiser that helps support the continued study of jazz and other musical styles here at Brookings High School. Thanks to donations and sponsorships, ticket sales, our students get to experience nights like this, performing in a professional venue, learning from seasoned jazz musicians, and growing their talents in extraordinary ways. If you're loving what you hear tonight and want to keep the music going, we invite you to look for donation boxes at the dessert tables during intermission. Every contribution helps us continue to nurture the next generation of jazz musicians. And while we're on the subject, and we're celebrating jazz tonight, happy Jazz Appreciation Month. It's April, so. Let's let Swing Republic check their mics. Jazz is a genre deeply rooted in cultural history, emerging from the blues of the early 20th century and evolving into an expressive force that's touched every corner of music, from smoky clubs and concert halls, and from swing to bebop to funk and beyond. Swing Republic, take it away.
Mic 1.
Mic 2.
Mic 3.
Mic 4. Mic 4.
Mic 5.
Mic 6.
Mic 7.
Mic 8.
Mic 9.
Mic 10.
Mic 11.
Mic 12.
Mic 13.
Mic 14.
Mic 15.
Mic 16.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be swept away by the smooth sounds of Swing Republic. Allow me to introduce you to Autumn Visser, Jackson Craig, Alex Cluck, Isaiah Moat, Isabella Park, Disco Don Van Hoffman, Shauna Newton, Lisa Kennedy, Luis Leveke, Noah Merritt, Hayden Mertz, Alexa Peterson, Kale Delaney, Adrian Eisbrand, Ruben Trujillo, and Emily Brown. Our combo is Ava Hilmo on drums and Jamie Ford on bass. This talented ensemble brings the rich tradition of vocal jazz to life with their captivating harmonies and infectious energy. Tonight, they'll start off with the jazzy vibe of Time After Time, arranged by Carrie Marsh, followed by the soulful vibes of Take the Long Way Home by Rosanna Eckert. And to wrap up this fabulous set, they'll treat us to a swinging rendition of Don't Get Around Too Much Anymore, arranged by Mark Hayes. So sit back, relax, and let the rhythm move you.
Hi everyone, like Mr. Nancy just said, our first song is Time After Time with improvist Noah, Autumn, and Emily. Enjoy!
Time after time,
gone there.
I'd like you to
I've gone, but what for?
now with you on my mind, I'll forget without you. Don't get around much anymore.
Don't get around much anymore.
Don't get around much anymore.
Don't get around much anymore. Don't get around much
One more time for Swing Republic. Well, while our next group is getting ready backstage, let's take a moment to share the story behind Brookings' Flood of Jazz. This celebration of music first began back in 2011 in a small fellowship hall with just 2 jazz bands and 1 vocal jazz group. Fun fact, SDSU Olpac's current operations manager, Brett Werpy, was on stage that year. Since then, it has grown into the dynamic multi-ensemble event you're experiencing tonight. Proof that jazz is not only alive and well, but thriving right here in Brookings, and not just during Jazz Appreciation Month. As vocal jazz found its groove, more groups were added, and about a decade ago, Strings Attached joined the party, bringing a unique twist to the classic jazz sound. Today, we're proud to showcase 7 different ensembles, each bringing their own style and energy to the stage. Jazz is experiencing a revival across the country, and the VHS music program is riding that wave with passion and purpose. We're especially excited to be back at the beautiful Oscar Larson Theater for the 3rd year in a row. This professional venue gives our students the opportunity to perform on a world-class stage with top-notch sound and experience that inspires creativity and confidence. One of these traditions that we're proud to continue is to invite guest artists to perform with us. Their presence brings professional insight, fresh perspective, and a spark of inspiration to our students, making Flood of Jazz not just a concert, but a true capstone moment for our season. Let's check our mics.
Mic 1.
Mic 2.
Mic 3.
Mic 4.
Mic 5.
Microphone 6.
Mic 7.
Microphone 8.
Mic 9.
Mic 10.
Mic 11.
Mic 12.
Mic 13.
Mic 14.
Mic 15.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sweet Spectrum. Our veteran vocal jazz group. Each member has been in vocal jazz for at least 2 years. This group has had a successful season and is excited to share their music with you all here tonight. Their first tune, Mr. Hooper's Find It in a Minute book, was arranged by our friend, Dr. Jeremy Fox. The swing tune has been a favorite all year and will feature soloists Landon Wingate, Josie Bertrand, Aninka Brozel, Jameson Gunvaldson, and Josie Entwistle. Following that, you will hear Autumn Leaves. This jazz standard has been recorded by multiple artists using various groups, and tonight they will perform it as an a cappella ballad.
I have always been a little curious, wanting to know this and that. Inquiry was fun. I'd question all my friends and make them furious. But now my battle with the unknown has been won. Oh, you wanna learn to make a groovy cup of tea? There's only one place you need to look. That's in Mr. Hooper's Find It in a Minute book.
If you want to read about the birds that fly,
Oh, you want the recipe for huckleberry pie?
you won't believe how the time it took when you read the
As by the window, the autumn leaves of red and gold, I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear a winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall.
Smooth Spectrum's final tune will feature two soloists, Hannah Okerman and Asher Buchholz, and is arranged by Carrie Marsh in the iconic style of Kurt Elling. But first, let's meet the members of Smooth Spectrum. We have Alex Dearson, Anita Barroso, Hannah Okerman, Asher Buchholz, Josie Entwistle, Shane Newbin, Cadence Cedar, Landon Wingate, Emilio Retzer, Michael Lamb, Heidi Green, Jameson Gunvoldson, Josie Bertrand, Abram Buchholz, and Carmen Bertrand. And let's hear it for our combo, Delaney Jacobson on bass, and Ava Hilmo on set. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Smooth Spectrum and Nature Boy.
There was a boy, a certain strange, enchanted boy. They say he traveled very far, over land and sea. A little shy and sad. we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved. In There was a boy, a certain strange enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far over land and sea. A little shy, sad but very wise was he. And then one day, magic day came my way. As we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me. The greatest joy you will ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
There was a boy, a certain strange enchanted boy. They say he traveled very far over land and sea. A little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he.
And one day, fools and kings, this he said to me. The greatest thing you will ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
One more time for Smooth Spectrum. While we're waiting for our next group to get set up, let me tell you about an important component of our Flood of Jazz, our sponsors. This event wouldn't be possible without the generous support of many local businesses as well as individual donors, and we would like to take time to acknowledge them now. So let's give an exuberant round of applause for our top-tier Fly Me to the Moon sponsors, Cindy and Matthew Dearson. And let's give a cheer as well for our Blue Moon sponsors, First Bank and Trust, The Optical Shop, Danger Von Dempsey's, and Angela and Aaron Buchholz. Now, clap your hands together for our Stardust sponsors, Mix Dry Cleaners, Monell Music Company, Meyer Orthodontics, Brookings Radio, Trends, Party Depot, Back in Motion Chiropractic, Jane and Michael Holton, Ben and Nadine St. Pierre, Jennifer and Steve Wingate, and Willard Chiropractic. And finally, put your hands together for our Moon River sponsors, Chad and Tina Bachman, Deborah DeBates, Andrew and Laura Ellsworth, Prairie Skies Family Dentistry, Chris Boos and Trish Matson-Boos, Kylie Kramer, Jesse and Heath Rashi, and Erica and Chris Saunders. Thank you so very much. We are very, very grateful to our sponsors for their support and their generosity. Without their contributions, this fabulous night of jazz from these amazing musicians at Brookings High School would simply not be possible. So one more time for our sponsors. And now, we're going to switch it back to the band and hear from Jazz Ensemble 1, the top jazz band in VHS, made up primarily of sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Will you help me welcome the trumpets, Alex Pearson, Anika Brozol, Jackson Jefferson, Olivia Rexer, and Addison Davis. Our trombones are Akan, Logan Brockberg, Dennis Powell, and Color Peterson. The saxophones, Landon Wingate, Nico Kennedy, Casey St. Pierre, Eli Hawks, and Xavier St. Pierre. Our rhythm section already at work is Josiah Miles, Ava Vilno, Jordan Monell on bass, Jacob LaFontaine, Hayden Cedar, and Roman Paleo. Ladies and gentlemen, Jazz 1. That was Splanky, and our soloists were Luca Kennedy on tenor sax, Roman Paleo on piano, and Mr. Andrew Bieber on trombone. Mike Tomorrow's unique setting of Wayne Shorter's Standard features Jean-Claude Saint-Pierre on alto sax, Jacob LaFontaine on guitar, Roman Paleo on piano, and Jim Spears on trumpet. This is Footprints. Coffin is known for playing with the Dave Matthews Band and writing jazz charts with fun grooves. This one features a New Orleans-style second line. We'll hear from Jacob LaFontaine on guitar, Landon Wingate on bari saxophone, and Race Hoagland on tenor sax. This is Tall and Lanky. That was Jazz Ensemble 1. Well, we'll be back after intermission with 2 more amazing groups and a grand finale that will have you starstruck, literally, featuring music inspired by the wonders of the night sky. But first, you know what time it is. It's dessert time. So you've got about 20 minutes to treat yourself, mingle, and enjoy some sweet conversations. Just outside the theater, you'll find dessert tables set up on both sides of the lobby. To keep things moving like a smooth jazz group, we ask that you use both sides of the tables when picking up your goodies and beverages. If you're among the first out to the lobby, do us a favor and keep things flowing by finding a table a little bit further from the dessert lines. This helps make space for folks with limited mobility or families with little ones. Let's make sure everyone has easy access to the treats. And while you're out there enjoying something sweet, you also spot our donation boxes on the dessert tables. If you're feeling inspired by tonight's performances, please consider dropping in a little extra to help support the incredible music making that's happening at VHS. Every bit goes a very long way. So let's give it up one more time for the incredible jazz musicians. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you are as excited as I am to hear the rest of our 2025 Flood of Jazz program. We have 2 more groups before our finale set, Jazz Bands 2 and Nothing But Treble. So get ready because things are about to get hot in here. Let's meet our Jazz 2 members here on the stage. We have Lucas Tucker, Isaiah Broke, Gavin Bachman, Sawyer Steen, and Eli Ingram. On trombone, we have Tyler Schulte, Mauricio Wumbo, David Rashi, Eli Ellsworth. On trumpet, we have Zach Bothy, Natalie Taylor, Hurricane Bachman, Joyce Lamb, and Eric Anderson. And our rhythm section is Isabella Park, Cora Cedar, Jameson Hunter, Jacob LaFontaine, and Lucas Ritter. And please welcome our guest artists back to the stage as well. Yeah. This Bobby Timmons tune, Dat Dare, was recorded by artists like Cannonball Adderley and Art Blakely and the Jazz Messengers. You'll hear from Caden Rashi on trombone, Jacob LaFontaine on guitar, Lucas Ritter on piano, and Mr. Andrew Deaver on trombone.
One, two, three.
contemporary rock ballad was a favorite of many judges throughout our season and features Isaiah Vogt on alto saxophone and Race Hoagland on alto sax. next chapter. And this Horace Silver chart features both Latin and swing grooves as well as unique harmonies. Soloists include Lucas Tucker on bari saxophone, Jacob LaFontaine on guitar, and guest artist Jim Spears on trumpet. This is Nut Bill. Let's hear it one more time for Jazz 2. And prepare for our next group, let's pause for a moment to shine a well-deserved spotlight on the amazing folks who make Flood of Jazz possible behind the scenes. This is our Flood of Jazz steering committee. This night doesn't just happen. It takes months of planning and coordinating, decorating, baking, budgeting, and fundraising magic. And while our directors focus on bringing the music to life, this incredible team handles everything else with heart, hustle, and a whole lot of love for the arts. So here's the truth. Several of our committee members are parents of seniors, so their curtain call is coming soon. If you felt the energy in the room tonight and thought, wow, I want to be a part of that, we would love to have you join the team next year. Just reach out. We promise it's a fun gig with a front row seat to the magic. Literally, I have the closest seat to the stage. So let's recognize this all-star crew. Please hold your applause to the end, and committee members, please stand and remain standing. This year's fabulous co-chairs are Annegret Brosel and Jennifer Wingate. Joined by these incredible jazz champions, we have Katie Grabe, Angie Ritter, Kristen Sokup, Angela Buchholz, Vanessa Pavlovich, and Laura Ellsworth. Let's give them the warmest round of applause. And to all the parenting adults out there, thank you. Thank you for the rides to rehearsals, the late night snack runs, the endless encouragement, and the unwavering belief in the power of music. Learning to perform, to express, and to grow, it takes time. And your support is the rhythm section behind every student's success. So thank you, parents and parents adults. Let's switch gears and slide back into the vocal side of jazz. Please welcome to the stage our sensational all-female ensemble, Nothing But Treble. Under the direction of Mrs. Laura Hummel, these first ladies of VHS Jazz are bringing you a set that's bold, beautiful, and full of flair. Let's give them just a moment for their quick mic check and then get ready to groove.
Mic 1. Mic 2.
Mic 3,
Mic 4.
Mic 5, Mic 6,
Mic 7.
Mic 8, Mic 9, Mic 10, Mic 11,
Mic 12.
Mic 13,
Mic 14. Mic 15.
Mic 16.
We are thrilled to introduce to you Nothing But Treble, our all-female jazz ensemble. This group of extraordinary young women are excited to perform for you tonight. Here are Madeline Anderson, Laura Murphy, Sophie Schmidt, Abigail Peck, Carter Chavez, Gail Foster, Cora Cedar, Bailey Rotloff, Esther Finbile, Deanna Pavlovich, Nakia Wilson, Sarah Hoagland, Madeline Myers, Amelia Labs, Jocelyn Blanc, Natalie Kaler, and Quinn Oldestad. Let's also hear from our combo members Chloe Heerman, Josiah Miles, and Landon Wingate.
Good evening, we are Nothing But Trouble, and our first song for you tonight is Sinkin' Soon, originally sung and written by Nora Jones and arranged by Carrie Marsh. And our soloist for you tonight is Carter Chavez.
We're an oyster cracker on the stew, and the honey in the tea, where the sugar cubes, one lump or two, in the black coffee, the golden cross.
for our second number, we would just like to take a moment to recognize someone who is not only finishing her fourth year of high school, but her fourth year of jazz, but her 4th year of jazz service to this group, nothing but Treble. So could we just take a second for Chloe Heerman to stand and be recognized?
Our next song is a ballad from Toy Story 2, When She Loved Me, arranged by Marianne Rubia, with our soloist Quinn Olmestad and chorus leader.
When somebody loved me, everything was beautiful. Every hour spent together lives within my heart. And when she was sad, I was there to dry her tears. And when she was happy, so was I. When she loved me. Was all she and I together, like it was meant to be. And when she was lonely, I was there to comfort her, and I knew that she loved me. So the years went by, I stayed the same, and she began to drift away. I was left alone. Still I waited for the day when she'd say, I will always love you. Lonely and forgotten, never thought she'd look my way, and she smiled at me and held me just like she used to do. Like she loved me, like she loved me. Everything was beautiful. Every hour spent together lives within my heart. When she loved me,
Hey, Mr. Gansey, what
Hey,
do
what?
jazz and crabs have in common?
You got me.
Well, not much. But our final song's title is pretty fun to say, Crab Bucket. Originally written by Canadian rapper Chaos, Crab Bucket uses the metaphor of crabs trying to escape from a bucket as a metaphor for people who try to hold you back. But as you'll hear, we don't have time for that because we're moving on up. Enjoy Melody Hines' arrangement of Crab Bucket.
Took a trip on a bus that didn't know. Met a girl selling drinks at the disco. Said you come back when you let it go. So you come get it 'cause it's really so simple. Walking down Mill Street on a Friday. Came
Oh, it does work when you get out here. Okay, so they should never give me the mic. These people should be doing it. Let's give another hand to Nothing But Treble. Please. So I just wanted to take a moment here and reflect on this. As senior parents, we just wanted to say some gratitude. Before I call the directors up, I also just wanted to take a moment and just thank South Dakota State University for letting us use this facility. And not only that, but they gave us this professional stage with professional sound people who are really making these kids shine. So thank you so much. Let's give them a big hand. Indulge me a little bit. I'd love for the directors to come up here, and we have just a little bit of a gift for you all. Can I please have Mrs. Perry, Mr. McMahon, and then I see Laura Hummel and Mrs. Winghardt. Just all come out here if you don't mind. Just let's give them a really quick round of individual. And also Miss Rosal, they're already in there. There you go. Okay. So, you know, I think all of you who are in this room can understand as well as I do how many hours our students put into music, right? But not only that, but when they're away from us and we're missing them, guess who's with them? Missing their families. These people right here are spending so much time with our kids, and they just do an amazing job. So I just wanted to say thank you. It's been an amazing journey with you as directors, and we have just a little bit of a gift here. So Anna Grit has some flowers for all of the ladies. Kathy, thank you so much. And then Mrs. Hummel, we have flowers for you as well. I really just, and then a small token from all of the steering committee here. We've just really appreciated all that you do here. And I do want to indulge and give you each a hug too, if that's okay. Let's give them another hand of applause for all of them really quickly. And then we'll let you get on to the families and take it over.
All right. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time for the finale, the grand finale. In the grand finale, Flow to Jazz isn't just a performance, it's a journey. It's a moonlit adventure through shimmering swing, sultry ballad, and high-flying bebop. All inspired by the mystery and the wonder and the wild beauty of the night sky. So picture this. Starlight dancing on brass, melodies floating like constellations, and rhythms pulsing like the heartbeat of the cosmos. This final set captures the very soul of the evening. Bold, dreamy, daring, and full of the unmistakable spirit of jazz. We'll drift through the shadows of the night, play among the stars, and let the music take us somewhere between the moon and magic. Please welcome the finale performers to the stage. Fasten your seatbelt, or better yet, loosen your tie, and get ready to soar. The night's not over yet, and the best is about to begin. Our opener was first recorded in 1947 by Doris Day in a swing style, but instead, we're going to kick things off with a mambo. Our soloists are Jacob LaFontaine on guitar and Mr. Andrew Beaver on trombone. This is No Moon at All.
What a night, even lightning was tempting.
Blue Moon was written by Rodgers and Hart in 1934 and has been recorded by countless artists since. Tonight, it will be our girls' vocal feature and will feature the soloist, Mr. Isaac McMahon.
One, three. One, two, three.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be mesmerized because Strings Attached is here. Let's hear it for Strings Attached. They're the enchanting sounds of Stardust. This timeless classic will fill the air with its beautiful melodies and evoke a sense of nostalgia. Hoagie Carmichael wrote Stardust in 1927 as an instrumental tune. Lyrics were later added, and by 1940 it was considered an American jazz standard. Tonight's version is the same arrangement made famous by Nat King Cole, and will spotlight Strings Attached featuring the talented students Michelle Hugh, Aiden Lansing, Nav Rao, Maya Edison, Josie Bertrand, Isabel Heidi, Ava Fullingham, Jacob Saunders, Ethan Humberstone, Lizzie Bieber, Andrew Hahn,
Eddie Winghart.
And now the purple dust of twilight time steals away the mellows of my heart. High up in the sky, the little stars climb, always reminding me that we're apart. You wander down the lane and far away, leaving me a song that will not die. Love is now the stardust of yesterday, the music of the years gone by. Sometimes I wonder how I spent the lonely night, dreaming of a song. The melody haunts my reverie, and I am once again with you. When our love was new, and each kiss an inspiration. But that was long ago now. My consolation is in the stardust of a song beside the garden wall. When stars are bright, you are in my arms. The nightingale tells his fairy tale, a paradise when roses bloom, though our dream in vain. In my heart it will remain, my stardust melody, a memory of love's refrain.
Yeah, strings attached and Mrs. Reinhardt. Gentlemen, the guy's vocal features here, and it's A Night in Tunisia, a musical composition written by American trumpeter Dizzy Gillespie in 1942. It is also known as Interlude, with lyrics by Raymond Levine and recorded by Sarah Vaughan in 1944. Four soloists: Luca Kennedy, Asher Buchholz, Race Hoagland, and Jim Spears.
Thank
won the 1961 Academy Award for Best Original Song. Tonight, it will not be Audrey Hepburn singing, but Mrs. Denise Perry accompanying the students.
One, two, three.
As our evening of swinging rhythms and starry nights draws to a close, let's take a moment to soak it all in. What you just witnessed is the result of countless hours of rehearsals and dedication, teamwork and passion, all on top of everything else these students juggle day in and day out. And tonight, they left it all on the stage. So let's raise the roof one last time with the powerhouse talents of BHS Jazz Bands 1, 2, and 3. Incredible year for these performers, and this is the best way to finish it. So let's give it up one more time for their heart, their hustle, for this hard-earned harmony, the jazz program. And so we'll bring the curtain down in true jazz style with our final tune of the night, written in 1954, recorded by countless artists, but made iconic by the one and only Frank Sinatra. Our final musical journey of the evening, Fly Me to the Moon.